Hi everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss about the condition for stability of LTI system. Fine. So basically, in general, the test for stability of the system is performed by applying a specific input. So on applying a bounded input to a system, if the output is bounded, then the system is said to be BIBO stable. For LTI means linear time invariant systems. The condition for BIBO stability can be transformed to a condition on impulse response. Okay, and that condition for stability of LTI system we are going to discuss. Fine. So the stability can be found from impulse response of the system. If the impulse response is absolutely summable for a discrete time system, then the system is what? Stable system. Now let's check the condition. So the condition for stability of an LTI system. So the condition is summation of absolute value of h of n over the limit n ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity if this will be smaller than infinity, right? Then we can say that the system is stable. Fine. So that is what an LTI system is stable. An LTI system is stable, okay, if the impulse h of n is what? Impulse response, right? If the impulse response is what? Absolutely summable. Okay, if it is absolutely summable, then we can say like our LTI system is what? A stable system. So this is the condition. Okay, so when you will get an impulse response, if the output is what? If the input is what? A impulse signal, right? In that case, we usually get the impulse response. Fine. Now let's move further and check some more thing, like we have to prove this. So how to prove this, right? So basically assume let x of n is what? Input to LTI system, okay, and y of n is what? Output of LTI system for input x of n. Clear? So by convolution sum formula we can write like y of n is equal to what? Convolution of x of n and h of n, okay, and convolution satisfy commutative property. So if it satisfy commutative property, so we can write this equal to convolution of h of n and x of n, right? So basically this will be equal to what? Summation of what? H of m into x of n minus m over the limit m ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. Clear? Now what we are doing? Taking absolute value on both sides. So taking absolute value on both sides means this will become what? Absolute value of y of n is equal to what? Absolute value of summation h of m into x of n minus m, fine, where m is what? Minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Now next is what? For linear system, the order of summation and absolute value can be interchanged. So if it can be interchanged, so it will become what? Basically, so what we have to interchange? Order of summation and absolute value. So it will become basically summation will come outside, m is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, and now this h of m into x of n minus m. Hope it is clear to you. This is what we did here. Fine. Now let's move next and do some more operation on this. So now what we have to do for linear system, the order of multiplication and absolute value can be interchanged. So if this also can be interchanged, so it will become what? Basically this will become equal to summation m is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, okay, absolute value of h of m, okay, into absolute value of x of n minus m. Clear? Fine. Now if input is bounded, so assume like input is bounded. So if the input is bounded, then this will be equal to what? A constant. Replace it with mx, right? We already seen this thing in the last lecture. So if the input is bounded, we can replace, we can do like this. So m is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. This is what? H of m. Fine. And this you have to replace with what? A constant mx. Right? So better, this is what? A constant. So constant is what? Independent of summation index m. So this will come outside. So you can write it as mx summation m is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, an absolute value of h of m. Okay. Now at last what we are doing? Changing index m to n. So if you change the index m to n, so here it will become what? Mx summation. So changing index m to n. So n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity and absolute value of h of n. Right? So basically if you see this part, so and here it was what? Absolute value of y of n. So basically what is the conclusion here? So in the above equation, okay, if this particular part, if this particular part is what? Is smaller than infinity, then only this output will be what? Bounded, right? This should be what? Smaller than infinity. So if summation of absolute value of h of n over the limit ranging from n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity, this should give you the value which is what? Smaller than infinity, right? Then only you will get bounded output. Then the response y of n is what? Bounded. This is what we have to prove, right? The condition for stability. So this should be what? Smaller than infinity. Then only our LTI system is stable, if the impulse response is absolutely summable. That is what we have to prove, and I have proved this here. If it is a smaller than infinity, if it is a finite value, then you will get a finite output. That is why we are saying response y of n is what? Bounded, if this condition satisfied. Hope it is clear to you. You can go through this lecture once again from the starting if you don't understand this in one go. Otherwise, don't worry, we are going to cover numerical based on this. At that time you will understand better, and convolution we are going to learn in the future, so you will understand better later on, right? So as of now, just remember this condition, and when we solve the numerical you will get more understanding. Fine. So thanks for watching this video.